Let's talk about markets. This is part 2 of the series, and here I'm going to talk a bit about the types of markets that I attend. And I'm also going to talk in this video about the first type. So there are 6 types, major types. The first one are day markets, then you have night markets, then you have multi-day markets, recurring markets, central pay point markets, and themed markets. Now in this video, I'm only going to talk about day markets, who they're for, what they're like, the pros and cons of going to day markets, all that kind of thing. Because not everyone will be really successful at every type of market, and it really depends a lot on your lifestyle, what you want out of your business, what your goals are, and all of that. So let's talk about day markets today. Day markets are once-off markets. I'll also include markets that are annual, once a year, because usually you'll have to apply for that market around the time when it's going to happen every year. So these are markets that are big events like fundraisers, or maybe there's a one-day music festival, or fundraisers are often a thing. Or it might be an event that is connected to the market, perhaps like an open day at a school. These markets usually you'll have to set up around 7:30 in the morning, and they normally start between 9 and 10, and they'll last until between 1 and 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. a little later, maybe in the summer. So these markets are great for people who have a lot of stock that they kind of want to get rid of, or you've made a bunch of things and your whole house is full of them. You don't know where to go with them. You don't know who to give them to anymore because everyone has a gift. And you kind of think, okay, let's sell this. So garage sales are also quite nice for that. You can go to these markets with like a whole bunch of stock and get rid of all of them, but you're not committed to more markets in the future. You're not committed to doing a whole week. You're not committed to, doing this every month or every week or whatever. So that's great for that kind of person. These markets are also really cool because they have no commitment, like I said. You don't have to say, okay, I'm going to be there for a whole week. You don't have to say, okay, every Saturday and Sunday I have to go to this market. It's once and then it's done. That also means that you don't have to spend as much when it comes to table fees. So let's say, I'm going to say this in US dollars, but it might seem unreasonable for people in the US. So let's say I pay 200 Rand for a day market, which is the South African currency. That's about it's close to $20, right? But let's say your day fee is $100 to go to a market. That's only for one day. When it's a multi-day market, you might have to spend $300, $400, $500, or like I did once, 500 Rand for a multi-day market, and you don't know how well that market's going to do. You don't know if it's going to be worthwhile, all that kind of stuff, and maybe you're just starting out, you're trying to test the waters. So then that's a much less of a commitment than a multi-day market would be, or a recurring market, or any of the other types of markets. It's less commitment. Another thing with these markets, often they'll have vendor applications open really early in the year, or 3 months ahead of time. So if you're the kind of person who wants a lot of time to be prepared, there are day markets that are really good for that. You'll have a couple of months beforehand. You can do all of your planning. This is especially nice if you're new and you're not sure and you still want to be very prepared and you're still setting up all of your business stuff. So that's really nice, especially if you have like a day job and you don't have that much time to make stock and you need more time. There are also day markets, however, where the vendor applications only close like a week or 2 weeks beforehand. Maybe you've had an event that was cancelled, or you have more stock than you thought you would, or you just want something to do on Saturday. Then there might be day events that still have their vendor applications open in the same month, and you can go and apply for them. So that's really cool. Another reason why these are great for first-time market people, if you're very new to the scene, these markets, because they're not as great of a commitment, you have one day, a couple of hours where you can go and you can practice your people skills, you can practice all the things that you need for a market without having to stress about, oh, this is a 5-day market. I'm so anxious about meeting all of these people and talking to all of these people and doing all of these things. You only have to do that for a couple hours. It's good exposure, and you'll be able to practice your skills and think about it afterwards, go back, reflect, and plan again for the next one. Then, of course, there's the time commitment. If you've got kids, if you've got a demanding job, if you've got anything that really is hard on your schedule and you're working or being a parent or all those things 80 to 100 hours a week, and you really don't have time over the weekends because your kids maybe have a football match or you have dog training constantly or whatever it is, you can find one day in a month or every 3 months or even in a year where you can prepare for and put that in your schedule and go, okay, this day is going to be market day. So that day I'm going to plan for and set aside. So all of that's really, really nice. Of course, it does have its cons, but because this video is already almost 6 minutes long, I think I'm going to cover that in the next one. Thank you for listening, everybody. Bye!